Now you add all these new people coming from across the border, and it's really turning California into a third world nation.
Everybody, meet Bill Wells, the MAGA mayor of a small city just miles away from San Diego, who has put himself back into the national spotlight after going on this unhinged rant during a recent Newsmax appearance.
We're giving 300,000 kids into this monster, this beast that's eating them up and doing God knows what to them. I believe that this will someday be the greatest humanitarian crisis that we've ever faced. And this will be much more of a blot and a stain on American slavery ever was.
Yep, you heard that right. Mayor Wells has fallen so far down the anti-immigrant rabbit hole that he feels comfortable enough to assert that the manufactured panic surrounding immigration is worse than chattel slavery. That's right. One of the most disgusting institutions in human history. But we really can't put anything past MAGA, given that this is what the leaders have made a central focus of this year's election.
We got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. Kamala refuses even to call these criminals, and we're not going to use the term, she said, illegal aliens. No, they are illegal aliens, but she said don't ever use that term. But they're not just illegal aliens. Honestly, they're monsters. These are savage monsters. They're ruining our country. And it's true. They're destroying the blood of our country. That's what they're doing. They're destroying our country. And they're destroying the blood of our country. They're destroying the fabric of our country. And we're going to have to get them out. We're going to have to get mass numbers of these.
If you were to open up a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf, you would find the Nazi leader describing the mixing of non-Germans with Germans as poisoning. The Jew, Hitler wrote, quote, poisons the blood of others because, quote, all great cultures of the past perished only because the originally creative race died out from blood poisoning, unquote. There's really no other way to say it. Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly.
The Democrats say, please don't call them animals. They're humans. I said, no, they're not humans. They're not humans. They're animals. I'll use the word animal because that's what they are. On day one of my administration, I will terminate every open border policy of the Biden administration, and we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history because we have no choice. I will implement strong ideological screening of all immigrants. If you hate America, if you want to abolish Israel, if you don't like our religion, which a lot of them don't, if you sympathize with jihadists, then we don't want you in our country and you are not getting in.
Look, we all know that the Republican Party and their voter base have always been hostile towards immigration, right? But just like the other forms of racism and bigotry, Donald Trump's rise to the top of the party has given both elected officials and voters the confidence to be out and about their despicable beliefs.
And now her party wants more power, and the way they're going to do it is that she wants to give all those illegal aliens the right to vote. But out here in the state of North Carolina, we believe the only people who get to vote in our elections are the people who have a right to be here, not illegal aliens, Kamala Harris.
Joe Biden's 5 million illegal aliens are on the verge of replacing you, replacing your jobs, and replacing your kids in school. And coming from all over the world, they're also replacing your culture. And that's not great for America.
These are terrorists. These are criminals. They're people that pour out of jails and mental hospitals in foreign countries. They're people here coming to compete with Americans for jobs. They are people bringing in diseases, all kinds of diseases. Remember Joe Biden and the Democrats lecturing you about getting your COVID-19 vaccine? Will they allow millions of people to pour into our country that have never had any vaccines at all from any type of disease like polio or anything else?
And we defend our southern border. We need to stop the invasion that's happening. It's an invasion, a daily invasion. It needs to end.
While Vance, MTG, and every other Republican official may vary in their personal opinions about individual immigrants and immigrants from certain countries, that just makes their anti-immigrant rhetoric that much more sinister. Because here's the thing. J.D. Vance's wife is the daughter of immigrants. Melania Trump is an immigrant. So what they're really doing is just playing into our country's history of xenophobia and racism to score political points. And at the point we're at now, people, I don't even think it matters if they legitimately believe what they're saying about these issues, because the damage clearly has already been done with their voter base.
Like, actually, a lot more people think if you could just literally just shoot people at the border, like they wouldn't come anymore. If you put alligators out there or snakes in the water.
Would we want to be a country that shot people who came across the border then?
Yeah, I mean, because you can't just let everyone overrun the country, because you're gonna make it so the whole boat crashes, tips over and sinks. You want to only let in a certain amount, and you want to merit. You want to scream too. You don't want just people to walk in by foot. Right. You want them to come by airplanes. You want them to come by trains. You want to screen them. You don't know who they are before they come in.
So once in a while, if you shot some, you think it would scare people from coming?
And like, why do people think that we have to be the country that lets everyone in? Like everyone's under this like brainwashing that you have to let everyone in, or you're a mean person or something.
Well, we were a country of immigrants, right?
I mean, you could go back to like ancient Rome. The same thing. They let in too many people from around their empire.
But I'm just talking about our country was founded on principles about give us your tired, you're poor, you're hungry.
But we didn't have they weren't getting food stamps. They weren't getting supported by the government when they came here. They were on their own when they came here. If they did that now, people would like respect them more. If they did that, we want the country to go back to how it was. We like this travel ban to keep America safe. We liked how he was trying to take money away from tell NATO countries to start putting more money out.
When you say the travel ban, the Muslim travel ban?
Yeah. Because I mean, you gotta keep the country safe, even though if it hurts some people's feelings. You just gotta do it. We don't have any extra money to be given to other people that are coming here. I mean, it's not necessarily, it doesn't mean that you're racist. It just means you need to take care of your own.
Listen, the increasingly antagonistic rhetoric towards immigrants and migrants not just poses a threat to them, but also a lot of people in this country. Because if we're being honest, if Republicans gain power again and they actually enact the immigration agenda that they've been selling, they are not just going to stop at undocumented immigrants. If you believe that, you're a fool and you're very naive. No, they are going to target innocent U.S. citizens, visa holders, documented migrant workers, and potentially immigrants waiting in the system to be processed because of their last name, their skin color, their job history, the neighborhood they live in, and any other aspect of their lives that could lead to racial profiling, especially if local authorities, if they're given jurisdiction to carry out those orders, it is going to be a nightmare for so many people, so many marginalized communities and minorities. And that's why we have to keep pushing back against all of this xenophobia and the racism that is going on about people coming into our country. And they have to be drowned out. Their noises have to be drowned out. And it's not something we can take lightly, because our lives are really at stake here. And there are a lot of disagreements or issues with the Democratic Party, but if you're looking at who the Republicans want in office, that is going to be one terrifying presidency if Donald Trump gets elected. The hope is he doesn't. Because my gosh, if we have to endure that for another 4 years, I am very, very, very unsure of where we'll be as a country